All right, I call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you guys for coming. Today is the City of Motley's regular council meeting. It's November 5th, 2018. It's 6:30 p.m. Lacey, you want to do the roll call?
Councilmember Hutchison,
Here.
Mayor Yoder,
Here.
Councilmember O'Regan,
Here.
Councilmember Carlson,
Here.
and Councilmember Johnson is absent.
I think he's coming
He is on
late.
his way.
Is everybody's microphones working?
Check.
Test.
I hope so.
All right, looking for a motion to, or do we have any additions or deletions to the agenda somebody wants to add? Anybody? No? All right, so then we move forward to this consent agenda. I'm looking for a motion to accept A through F.
So move.
Motion made by O'Regan, looking for a second.
I will second it.
Second by Carlson. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Summary of October 8th closed meeting, which was a performance evaluation for our treasurer clerk, Lacey Schmea. And her performance was determined highly satisfaction, receiving 45.75 out of 56. Congratulations. Dan Orth, you're up.
Hello everybody, I'm Dan Orth. I own Orth Insurance in Staples, and I'm the agent for the city of Motley for the property and casualty. And Lacey asked me to come tonight to explain the coverage that's available to the city, and it's called equipment breakdown coverage. Should I stand up? Should I stand up?
Well, it's fine, however you're comfortable.
Yeah, but anyway, it's equipment breakdown coverage, and what that is most claims are paid by perils, so fire, lightning, wind, and that usually triggers the claim to whether it's going to be paid or not. Well, equipment breakdown it's kind of just the opposite of that. It's if something malfunctions. So if a pump, a well, generator, or something, just it wears out and it goes down, it pays to fix that piece. And plus it also covers any kind of revenue that you would lose because that machine is down for a while. So it's a really good coverage, and Lacey and I never talked about it last year, and I guess I don't remember why we did not talk about that, but in the past, Terry and I, it's a good coverage, and every city should really have it, because there's so many moving parts to it, especially when you start losing revenue. And so that's why, and how the rate is generated is they take all your property coverages, which is all your buildings, and all your contents, and you add that, and you multiply it towards a factor. So it costs the city about just about $1,800 a year to have that coverage. And so, again, I think it's a very good coverage for you. I'm glad Bruce is here because he can attest that it is a good coverage to have.
Right.
So I was just going to explain. Lacey came to explain, what that coverage exactly is.
Right. And that's on page 15 and 16 of the packet, I think.
Yeah, and I contacted a few other cities through the listserv as well. The league told me 550 of the 700 cities have the coverage, so it's pretty common for cities to have it. And I got a few responses from cities that have the coverage and said that the claims process was really quick. They covered everything they asked them to. This is all for water and wastewater equipment. And as far as I know, and Bruce can probably say, pretty much anything that breaks down is going to be pretty expensive. So it looks, we're going to have to come up with the money for the coverage in the water and wastewater, but it seems like a good
Just that
option.
frequency rate a little a couple weeks ago, or a month ago, would have been $1,400, so we probably covered 12 of that, or
Sure.
1150 of it, so.
All right.
And the renewal for the city is 11/23, but you wouldn't have to make that decision by the 23rd. You can add that anytime, and it's either yea or nay. You either have the coverage or you don't.
Sure.
So,
All right, well, I'm prepared to discuss it with you guys. What do you guys think?
Sounds like a good deal.
Now, is there a deductible on this, or how does that work?
250, same as
Okay.
the rest of our insurance.
Okay. Is it like regular insurance where if we have a higher deductible, the rates are lower?
Your total policy has a base deductible of $250. You can raise that deductible if you want, but we've figured that out before, and it's really not,
Not worth it?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys somebody wanna make a motion to approve, that insurance?
Now, would this be starting 2019?
And start, this year,
This year?
This year.
11/23.
Okay.
Is this gonna come out of 2018 money or 2019 money?
It would come out of 2018 at this point, assuming they get me the invoice before the end of the year. We're running into that problem on our workers' comp coverage, but, you know, it would, I assume, come out of water and sewer. You know, we'll be looking at rates here in the next couple months. So that's something that we have to factor in, is money's gotta come from somewhere. So I don't know if it's something you guys wanna add right away or not. I don't know if Bruce has an opinion.
Like I say, if we'd had it, we could have used it and it would almost cover itself.
Right.
Just that one instance.
How often does stuff break down?
It all depends, yeah, it goes in streaks. We got relatively new stuff, but obviously stuff is happening yet at this point.
Right.
And again, the big thing is it covers up the revenue that you lose because so something's down. So that's a big coverage.
Right.
So
Cool.
So this covers for sewer and water, everything?
covers
is-
any kind of motor, just a breakdown, you know.
Any
so
kind of breakdown, like in
Generator, it could be anything.
in the water system or the
pumps.
wastewater treatment plant or anything?
Mhm.
It also, I see here, Dan. It says air conditioning, refrigeration, heating equipment. Does that include at City Hall too?
Yes, sure. Yep. That's why they figure it per building.
We have
Okay.
a generator back there for the fire department.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is,
That's more than just
So we'll
sewer.
come to them. I think it is. I think we should move forward with it. Somebody wants to make a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the insurance.
Okay. Motion made by Carlson, looking for a second.
I'll second it.
Seconded by O'Regan. Any more discussion?
It's pretty generic.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, we are at number 8 for your information.
We're good.
Yep.
Thanks for coming, Dan.
Thanks everyone for taking.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Planning and zoning.
All right, planning and zoning has some ordinance amendments for the council, but they're listed further down under old business with other ordinance amendments that are being brought forward.
Okay. Anybody have anything for planning and zoning? All right, building department. Don't look like we have anything. And we go to fire department business.
Fire department had 17 calls this month, 11 of those being medicals, 1 good intent, 3 motor vehicle accidents, and 2 fires.
Any comments or concerns for the fire department? No one? Hey, just want to thank you for coming. We love seeing the department here. I know there's been an issue with some not wanting to be here, but you don't have to stay for the whole meeting if you don't want to. It's just nice to have you here. Gets you a part of us, you know a little bit what's going on with the city, so we appreciate you coming. I know there's gonna be incidents you can't, but. All right, police, Chief Jason.
Okay, we had 69 calls to service for the month. We're up to 1,070 calls for the year as of October 31st. I was able to get in 45 and 3/4 hours at school this month. If you have any questions about any of my calls or numbers? Obviously,
Oh,
with,
you had 69 calls for the month?
yes. Obviously by myself, I wasn't able to do a whole lot of traffic control, but I got a few citations and warnings and stops in there throughout the month, but it's a little bit lower than the past months with only one person, so.
Yeah, that's understandable. I know you've been working hard on a lot of other things, so. All right, anybody have any comments or concerns for Boris? Well, you have some more stuff here.
Yep, then we're on to the administrative citations. As we spoke last month, we had a few names that were brought up to be our neutral third party for kind of being our judge for the administrative citations. I was unable to contact one of them. Another one stated that he wasn't interested, and the third party stated he would be interested in doing it for us if we would like to approve him for it.
Okay.
And that third person that stated he would be Troy Davis.
So basically, this is for if somebody contests a civil citation, and we'd sit in with you guys to
Correct. Yep.
help decide whether what to do. Okay.
Yep. He would be the neutral third party as to decide whether to rule in favor of the city or the contestant.
Correct.
And then if there was ever an issue, the city council can change that person at any time.
Sure.
So just throwing that out there.
Well,
in
I
case.
know it's hard to volunteer. I guess I'm happy somebody's stepping up and doing it, so. Looking for a motion to accept Troy as the neutral party for any administrative citation challenges.
Like that motion.
Okay, motion made by Johnson, looking for a second.
I would second that.
Second by Hutchinson. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Any comments or concerns for the police department?
Nope, that's all I've got this month.
Okay. Anybody else have anything for Jason? No? All right. Public Works, Bruce.
Okay, page 22 is the report for the month. If you have any questions on that. If not, would you like to mention that?
Sure. So I think a couple months ago, we discussed a trail feasibility study that the city of Staples was applying for. It's to extend the trail system from Staples through Motley to Pillager, the hopes of it eventually moving on from there. They were awarded some funding from Sourcewell, the NJPA innovation funding, and they had to come up with some extra money, which they've now got committed. So they're looking to set up preliminary meetings on discussing where the trails might be, what the goals are. They're gonna have a few meetings in the city of Staples with the county, the city, some townships if they have any input, and they're looking to do the same here. They're gonna invite Pillager to come here. They're doing sort of separate meetings with every municipality or township that wants to meet with them. But we're looking at having the preliminary meeting on December 4th. Bruce and myself were planning on attending the meeting. And then at this preliminary stage, I don't know if you guys want a council member or members involved. They're looking to do it during the day on that date.
Is
So
December what day?
4th, and that's what I was looking up was I think it's Tuesday.
Yep, it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
What time?
Right now, we sort of have time. We were thinking sometime between like 9 and 2 or 10 and 2. But we should pick a meeting because then they're going to schedule the other meetings as well.
Okay.
Any of those times, I believe, work for Bruce and I.
And they can't do it on Monday the 3rd?
That was not one of the options
Okay.
presented, no.
I'd like to be there, but I'm working that day, so I can't. The only day the rest of the 3 days, I am not.
I'd like to be there.
Okay. Do we want to nominate Pat to be on the trail committee? You guys okay with that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. So Pat, you can be on there if you want. That'd be great.
Thank you.
Okay. Perfect.
Pat, any time work for you?
On Tuesday the 4th it does.
Okay, should we do 10 o'clock?
Like this time. 10?
Yeah. Or do we wanna go last and see what they heard from the other people? Not like we're not gonna find out
Right.
anyway, so.
Yeah. Gotta start somewhere.
Let's just go ahead at 10 a.m.
I'd like to be involved in that, down the road, but that day I
Okay.
can't, and it's good that Pat's on there, I mean, I think one of us should be on there at least. And, I'll sneak in the meeting as much as I can.
Okay. I'll make sure to keep everybody updated with sort of where we're going after that.
All right. Go ahead.
All right, next is the roof on City Hall. You can see there's a little stain showing up there. And, in the front there, they just did some patchwork and it seems to be leaking again a little bit. Talked to Morton, we did some sealing on this shaft before, and they're working on a new way of sealing it now. They were putting, foam tape in between it before, and he said it works, or they think it works, but they think they have something better, but, anyways, in talking to him about best way, methods to do it, he says what's happening is that the shape of the tin is letting it just kind of wick right up over top of the hump there when it gets dust and that kind of stuff in there, and that's what we found here. They said for about $2,700 they'd be willing to come in and pull every joint, wipe it out and seal it with whether they use the old method or the new method to do it, and then screw it back down so it would reseal this and the fire hall for that kind of money. I thought it was pretty reasonable, and I don't know that, I mean, we don't want to be crawling all over up there.
Is that nailed or screwed?
It's all nailed now.
It is nailed?
Yeah.
So it's on top of the rib, the
Yeah,
nails?
yeah.
That's why it's leaking.
Yeah, and
Sure.
it's a pain in the butt. You gotta use we had a pincher with a slide hammer before, but they got the tools and the manpower, and they said I thought it was pretty reasonable to come in and reseal it. It gives a 1-year warranty on it, then
But we don't have a guarantee that there ain't nails leaking on the other ribs.
we don't.
They're assuming it's that one.
Yeah.
You think, can you go up there and take a peek at that and look at them at least and see if there's the nails?
Well, the last time we were up there, it would come in spots and it would run down
Run
and
down.
jump across, and
Yeah.
it was just hard to pinpoint where it's actually coming in at.
But I'm wondering like if we either have you or they look at it, because I got a little experience with carpenters, so sometimes what happens is them neoprene washers, they pull up, and then you got a crack, and that's when it rains, it goes in there, so I'm just thinking, okay, we can do this, it's a good idea to do that, I'm not saying that for the edges, but what if it's on the other ribs too? Because we ended up pulling the roof totally off, putting new tin on because of that, we went screws on the flats instead of
Or there.
the ribs, you know?
Okay.
That might be an option we might have to do if,
Do we want to have them come up and inspect it first to see if they got any better ideas?
I don't know, I just think
We can
that-
crawl up and take a look too.
Yeah.
I know before.
Maybe if you can just kind of peek, you and Brian, and
Yeah.
just see if you've seen the neoprene, see if there's any gaps in them, or maybe grab a hammer with you and just tap a few of them, and if they go down,
Sure.
I don't know. Then maybe that's a bad deal.
So we pull them all out and re-screw the whole thing?
No, you'd have to put new tin on,
Is that right?
because you can't screw on top of the rib. The rib, what it does is it pushes it out, and it
Okay.
causes big issues. You'd have to re-get new tin.
Ooh.
I know. It's a job.
Okay,
The only other thing is the Conklin roof, which they come over and they put a Conklin over the whole roof. Instead of rubber, and I think it's a 25-year guarantee.
okay.
There's people in the area that do that. And then that goes over the nails and everything, so then it would stop leak from everything.
Okay.
But I guess for me, is I just don't want to waste it too, I know it's not much, but
Yeah.
if we find out that that is what the problem is, it's the nails on the other
Sure.
ones too that are leaking.
Well, we'll dig into a little more then and see.
Yeah, just kind of, I mean, I think it's a good idea to do it though.
Okay.
But what do you guys think?
Are you guys thinking before winter?
Well, they should be, yeah.
He said it'll be about 3 weeks before their engineers get back with what they feel is gonna be the new magic cure for it, so.
Could you, how could we do that? I was just wondering if they would be willing to come look at that.
He said he will come up at some point.
Okay.
Once they know the cure, and if we're interested in looking into something like that, he'll come up and,
So we don't have to make a motion tonight, we can
No.
table it till next month, but I think it's a good idea to have them come look at it.
okay,
And have them check them other ribs too,
Okay.
because they do leak.
wonderful.
You know, that's, years ago, they used to just nail them on top, but now they have screws and they go in the flats.
Yep.
So, a little more torque.
Sure.
You guys okay with that?
Yep.
Perfect.
That's all I got at this point.
All right. Do, anybody have anything for Bruce? Anything you wanna add? All All right, Administrative Department, Lacey Schmea.
Okay, the water usage report is on page 23. We're back down to about 10%, which is lower, and we did hydrant flushing as well this month, so I think had we not done that, the percentage would be even a little lower than that, so I think we're heading in the right direction. Does anybody have any questions on that? Okay. We discussed last month that we're gonna have I set up a meeting with Cheryl Hills, the Executive Director of Region 5, to discuss sort of our revolving loan fund money, what options we have to use that and get it out in the community, get the federal strings unattached from it. So we've set up a meeting on November 15th at she'll be here about 4:45. The meeting will start at like 4:30, though we have a few other things to do. There's been a special meeting called for that day. And Carol Anderson from Morrison County Community Development is going to be there as well, so we can talk about sort of the revolving loan fund, the industrial park, possibly loop in options on the school building that may or may not be vacated shortly. Sort of a workshop. So if anybody has questions on that, let me know. And then not many trainings coming up. There's one on there later this week. I'm guessing nobody wanted to go to that. It was on there last week. Land use stuff. So I think that's all I have.
Okay, anybody have anything for Lacey? All right, now moving on to old business. Resolution 2018-23. That is the resolution authorizing administrative citations in certain traffic offenses, page 25 and 26. Looking for a motion to approve that.
So
I will second that.
Motion made by O'Regan, second by Carlson. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Ordinance update, we have a proposed change on it's the land use, right?
Yeah, there's 4 different ordinances here we're looking at. 3 of them are sort of updates. And at this point, I'm just looking, I've provided drafts in the council packet. We're looking to move forward with having the attorney review them, see if there are anything we missed. It's just sort of moving forward with the general ordinance updates, making sure they're more clear, getting rid of, the administrative offenses. This doesn't have anything to do with the traffic offenses we just discussed, but administrative offenses like ordinance violations. We have 2 different sections of our ordinance that seem to say pretty much the exact same thing. So I'm looking for you guys to look at repealing one of them, so we only address it once. The land use ordinance, I guess Pat could probably talk about that if wanted. I mean, it's in here. You guys, the planning commission had discussed it. Chickens and
So does
mobile
that
homes or
need to go
RVs.
in front of the attorney too? Or
Yes,
that's it?
Darren, the zoning administrator drafted that one, and he requested that we have the attorney just do a once over, but again, that's up to you guys. We are over budget on our attorney budget for the year, but again, we budgeted for NJPA to be our attorney, not an outside firm, and since they're no longer able to do it, it's more expensive than we expected. But on that same note, switching zoning administrators has saved us a ton of money as well, so it's sort of offsetting. I think if we're moving forward, the attorney review is important so that we get it done right the first time. But
All right, so you don't need a motion, you just need a motion that can send them to the attorney.
correct, and then you guys would need to call a public hearing on the land use ordinance and the possibly the animal ordinance as well. That's a discretionary public hearing. You don't have to have one. You have to have one on the land use ordinance. I had suggested on December 10th, before the council meeting and before the truth and taxation meeting at like roughly 5:45, scheduling that public hearing.
We only need a public hearing on the one, and the other one, I think we should go ahead and have one. I mean, we're doing the one,
Right.
we might as well do both of them, even though we're not required to have the other one.
Okay. I'm okay with that. Rest of you?
And then there's also, I just realized I didn't mention the fee schedule ordinance, and that's just putting in there any updates to the fee schedule. I put one draft up there. I'll have another draft ready for everybody well before then, but just getting that noticed as well. So some of them just they all have to be published afterwards, but getting the public notice out for those, the 10-day notice.
Okay. Can we do the repeal one without the one that you want to take out of there tonight?
I'm sorry, what was
Can
that?
we do the one that, the ordinance you want to take out of there, the repeal one?
No, we would have to notice that to the public as
Okay.
well.
All right, well then we'll just skip all that. We'll do public notification, does December 10th sound good for everybody? 5:45?
I believe that works.
So 5:45 to 6 would be the public hearing, right?
Yeah,
Or
we
roughly.
can, the truth and taxation meeting, I will notice it as starting at 6 or immediately after this public hearing.
Okay.
So if that runs longer, then the truth and taxation will start, and then the regular meeting will be at 6:30 or as soon as the public hearing is over, whatever's later. So we just can't start before those times, that's all.
All right, sounds good.
Do we still have to do a motion to send these to the attorney to approve them? Or to look through them?
We can, if somebody wants to make a motion, that he reviews the drafts.
And also to have the scheduled public hearing. Yeah, I would make the motion to send them to the attorney for review and schedule the public hearing. And actually, at the same time, we might as well authorize moving the money from the P&Z to cover the attorney, since we're over budget on the attorney and under budget on P&Z.
Okay.
I will second that motion.
Lisa, you have all that?
Yeah.
Okay. Motion made by O'Regan, second by Carlson. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Any unfinished business? No. Alright, new business, looks like we have an annual LMCIT liability coverage waiver declaration on page 53.
And this is something you guys have to vote on every year, and every year prior to this, we have chosen the first option, the member does not waive the monetary limits.
And I'll make a motion that we do not waive the monetary limits.
Okay, motion made by O'Regan, looking for a second.
I would second that.
Second by Hutchinson. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Special event requests for the Elfin Christmas, that's page 54 and 57.
So there's a little bit of a change. I just got an email back from them today. The city of Staples was originally setting this event up. They're gonna hand it over to the chamber next year. They had this grand idea of having like a mini Bentleyville, if anybody knows what that is, all the lights up in Duluth. Having one in Staples, one in Motley, and having people going to both cities. That part of the plan is scrapped, which is the biggest reason we needed to get council approval, sort of let you guys know what's going on. They do still have some events planned, and some of it will be in Motley, just the businesses doing light ups and stuff like that. But it's pared down quite a bit from what they had originally intended. We just wanted the council to be aware of it, see if you guys would approve, just sort of in theory, having these joint holiday events. And if they need any help from Bruce setting lights up or anything, again, I don't think there's much going on at this point anymore, other than regular lights, but.
Sounds good. All right, any other new business brought forward? Public forum, any members from the public wishing to be heard should be signed in before they speak, providing their name and contact information. Any item not already on the agenda may be heard by the council, but no action will be taken at this meeting. Comments are limited to 5 minutes. Do we have any public that wants to talk?
We do, but let me sign in first.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything you want to? You signed in though, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who wants to go first?
Do you want to go first?
Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, go ahead, do you want to say something?
Nope. I think we're good.
I think we probably need to have a discussion or an open airing or a coming to Jesus meeting, for lack of a better word, phrase on what's up with pigs. We have, in the last couple days, had neighbors come to us asking about pigs, noticing pigs roaming the neighborhood. We did not see them, just as I had said earlier. We saw them yesterday in our yard, and noticed he was digging up pretty profusely out in the woods, but not on our yard, so we really didn't do much about that. I think we had talked, actually I think I called City Hall Friday maybe about the issue, and just noticing that they were there. This morning we woke to the pig having a little fun in the yard. Not a good way for me to wake up, so I went over to the neighbor and had some words with him, and that is kind of where I stop. So we need to know what's up. Can you have pigs? Can you not have pigs? Where are we at? And I understand that you don't have to respond, I don't think. I guess we're just looking for something, clarification, enforcement. What do we do? We have concerns. That's the bottom line.
So they're doing damage to your property at this point?
Yeah.